commented on my video asking me if I recommend becoming a lawyer in 2023, given the economy, inflation, and what's going on around the world with layoffs and all of that stuff. And I thought that was a very interesting question. And I spent some time thinking about it and looking back at my journey and what do I think now. So I'd like to share my opinion on it. And if you're interested, you can keep watching. The way that I see it is that things will never be perfect. Today it's inflation, tomorrow it's layoffs, the day before yesterday there was a war. 4 years ago or like 3 years ago there was COVID. Who knows? So there's never going to be a perfect time to do things. That's the way that I see it. When I graduated, it was COVID, and I thought to myself that, holy shit, I've spent so much time becoming a lawyer, now it's COVID, nobody's going to hire me, why did I do this? But things eventually work out if you put in the effort and you work hard. So yes, I do recommend that you become a lawyer in 2023 because there's never a perfect time to do anything. The perfect time to do is now. And that's something that I tell myself too. Sometimes I can get lost in the chaos and the noise. But definitely, I think that if you want to become a lawyer and you want to re-qualify in Canada, do it. Because, you know, things will be never be perfect. Like tomorrow, who knows? But it is worth it, and definitely worth it, because I've been doing it now for almost 3 years. And I think that it is a very rewarding career, and I definitely think that you should give it a try and see where this process takes you. Because I have seen my friends and some people who started the process and midway they were like, oh, we don't want to do it, which is fine. They figured out that they were passionate about something else. I saw people who got a license and they went till the end, and that's what they wanted to do. I still know people who, from many years ago, that I met, like 6-7 years ago, still trying to get licensed. So it's a matter of what you want and how much effort you're willing to put in. Also luck. Luck plays an important role, and I say that out in all of my videos because I think not a lot of people talk about it. Luck plays an important role in where you are and what you do. So the rest of the video, I'm going to talk about why I think you should become a lawyer. Now, I've established that there's no perfect time. You know, things will always be imperfect, and you just got to do what you got to do. And if it makes sense to you, just do it. And if it doesn't make sense to you, then try it. And if you fail at it, then you can try something different. The first reason that I think that you should become licensed and you should move to Canada and re-qualify as a lawyer is because I feel like it's a profession where you can actually do a lot of things with. You can work in a company, you can work at a firm, or once you learn everything, you could try to do your own thing. So with a lawyer license, you could do so many different things that you start to feel a lot more safer in an economy like that. Because you're a lawyer, you can work for different things. You can also not practice. You can start teaching law. You can start doing other things. And that's why I believe, because there's so many opportunities out there with a lawyer license, that if you are really passionate about it, you should definitely go for it. Because if you're afraid that you're not going to end up getting a job or this or that, you will be surprised at how many opportunities will come to you when you're least expecting it. There were times when I was actually looking for work and I was desperate that I find something. I didn't. But there were times where I was trying, but sometimes things just came to me too. So put in the work and just take the first step, and I feel like things will start to get better for you, because with a lawyer license, there's a lot that you can do, which I don't even think that I recognize, to be honest. I'm only sharing what I know based on my experience, but I feel like people who've practiced for years may even tell you a lot more than this, that there are so many opportunities that could open up for you. Second reason why I think you should qualify in 2023 is that there's a lot of good things happening in law too. Like for example, legal technology or stuff that people are doing to innovate the practice of law. If if you are somebody new and you're entering the profession, you can maybe try to get into that area, or maybe you could explore something else. The legal field is has been, because it's client facing and there are certain procedures and rules. A lot of times lawyers don't want to innovate things because they're used to working a certain way. But if you are entering the profession, this is something that you like, then this is the profession right now where it's starting. I mean, it started years ago, but still, you can be part of the change. And if you are part of the change, I feel like that's kind of exciting. But again, it depends on if you're interested in this type of area or not. If you solely just want to practice and become a traditional lawyer, that is fine too. But the profession is seeing changes, and if you'd like to be a part of that change, why not? And you get to work with people who are hardworking, smart, dedicated, and you surround yourself with people who work hard. It's not easy being a lawyer. I'm sure if you were practicing in your own home country, you probably know that better than I do. Last, I guess, thing that I would say, and something that I have been trying to implement in my life too, in my career, in my personal life, and other things, is sometimes when you overthink things, you end up overcomplicating them. So when making a decision, when I moved to Canada, it was something that I didn't think too much. It was supposed to be done, and it worked out really good for me. Some things, even with the lawyer licensing process, I didn't think too much. I was just like, oh, okay, well, I like it. Let me just do it. I certainly now am, I feel like I try to overthink things in terms of my profession or other things. And I feel like when you overthink it, you will probably end up not doing it. And that's not good. So I guess the one thing that I would say in this situation is that if you really feel like you would like to be a lawyer in Canada, you should try for it. It doesn't matter how bad the situation is. If you want to do it, you will find a way to do it. And that's something that I try to incorporate in my life. Sometimes I fail, but sometimes I'm successful at it too. So go for it. I hope, I wish you luck if you are trying to get licensed here. And, if you have any other questions or anything, please feel free to comment below. But overall, like I said, I'm going to repeat the same thing. It's never a perfect time to do anything. It's what you make out of it. So if you are inspired, which I was inspired when I moved to Canada and I saw lawyers, practicing, I was totally inspired by it and I wanted to do it. If you are inspired, then I think that's a good enough reason to do it.